What's goody, people? Welcome to some bonus content of the From Me For Us podcast. So let's just talk about it. It finally went down. Beef going up on a Tuesday. The boy K. Dot finally replied with the new diss track called Euphoria. Like, this nigga got the audacity to drop this shit in the middle of the workday. Like, had me on a Teams meeting telling niggas like, oh, I gotta drop for another meeting, knowing damn well that was a lie. Of course, with the drops, Twitter's in a frenzy and everybody's a clone. So, before even divulging in the Twitter nonsense, I had to put the phone down, not read anything, and run this track back multiple times so I could really understand what's going on for myself. So, let's unpack how things went down. So, when this shit dropped, like I said, I was in the meeting. I jumped out, telling my lie, because, of course, I couldn't focus. I'm not going to cap. Like, I put it on, and I was going to cut this shit off. Like, because at first I'm like, I know this nigga not about to drop this sleepy, fairy tale ass sounding shit. Like, we know Kendrick's one of the greatest rappers. He can spit, etc. But I'm like, this ain't the shit that I want to hear right now. No sleepy shit. Like, what are we doing? Like, if I was in the gym, I would probably cut that shit off immediately and put on some Mozzie or something else. But because I'm listening and I'm sitting on the comfort of my couch at the moment, I let it go on for about a minute. And after about a minute, Kendrick turned the fuck up. Now, I will say this about the track. I think that the track is witty. I think it's clever. And I think it's pretty deep and there's a lot of shit to unpack. So for this one, after I did listen to it a few times, it seems like Twitter isn't missing the disses. Like, before there was all this conversation with the Drake Push-Ups track, like, oh, he didn't really say shit, da-da-da-da-da. And of course, me, I'm like, yeah, you guys are just being fucking biased. So I ended up taking the time to break shit down of what the disses were actually said in that track. So because I don't really give a fuck about this shit and who wins and I ain't got no dog in the fight and ain't no betting, ain't no parlay, I don't really give a shit. Let's keep things fair. Let's go through what Kendrick had to say back to the boy. So, I'm going to just start at the beginning. So first, this nigga came on the scene and basically, started his opening monologue about things or whatever the case. But we're going to break this down from a bullet point perspective. First, he said, you a lying ass nigga and you be telling all kinds of fucking stories. You not a rap artist. You a fucking scam artist. You might have worn Tommy Hilfiger, but you ain't never wore no FUBU, nigga. Your music, it pacifies your fans. That's a crazy insinuation if you really know what the fuck that nigga means by that double entendre there. Once a lame, always a lame. Money doesn't unlame you. I'm a big beater of the drum for this pause because I've been saying this for a long time. A lot of these celebrities and these fucking people that y'all fucking worship that think they're fucking God were lame as fuck. And the thing is, they get all this money, so they think, oh, I'm popping bottles, I'm looking good, I got the hoes around me. So y'all be thinking that the weird ways they be moving is the legit right way to do things. And half the time it ain't, because these niggas wasn't getting no hoes until they got the fucking celebrity money. Half your favorites are lame. If you can't get no bitches broke, you lame. Just because you get bitches when you got money don't mean that you're the shit. So that once a lame, always a lame shit definitely resonated with me because half these niggas is lame as fuck. He also told the nigga, you ain't shooting no guns. You ain't your daddy. You ain't no killer. I didn't really go low enough on you before. I didn't want to really take it there. But at this point, forget what Michelle Obama said. I'm going low on you this time, nigga. I'm giving you a backhanded compliment, maybe sort of by saying this, that, we are the three GOATs, aka the big three or whatever. But I ain't gonna lie. You and that other light-skinned nigga on stage hugging and kissing and jerking each other off and shit, I don't really like that. And the crowd ain't really big enough for all three of us. So I ain't really fucking with that big three. And honestly, if we ain't friends, I'm YMW Melly and I'm killing all you niggas. A lot of y'all probably didn't even catch that. He also asked this nigga, why you shooting at Pharrell? Pharrell ain't bother nobody. You shooting at Pharrell, but you ducking Pusha T. what you need to do is go and reply back to that nigga. Because if you come from me, I'm just going to fuck you up. So go on back there and reply to Pusha T and handle that old beef, because that's some shit that you definitely left on the table for how many ever fucking years it's been with them fake ass accents. And then also, I thought this was a friendly fade. Why you bringing fam into it? 9 times out of 10, this is probably because the double entendre Whitney bodyguard shit that the nigga Drake said in push-ups or whatever. But, you know, why you bringing fam into it? I thought this was a friendly fade. Yo niggas in your circle snitching would make this nigga Gunna look like a saint. Now, The Weeknd kind of alluded to this on We Still Don't Trust You when he said it's leaks in the circle. So, sounds like he's doubling down on like, yeah, somebody in your circle don't fuck with you. And honestly, that's probably why the push-ups track got quote-unquote leaked. He probably do got some fraud-ass niggas in his circle. Again, when the money doesn't unlame you and you ain't really from no street shit and know how to read certain people and see how things are, you ain't never gonna really see shit like that coming. You know what I'm saying? But the main thing of what Kendrick got into, what I liked, where he just said, nigga, it ain't no gimmicks over here. I just want to keep it real. I just hate everything about you, nigga. Like, I hate the way you walk. I hate how you talk, how you dress, all them fucking sneak disses, the hoes you be fucking that make them think they doing something similar to like I just said about the unlame shit, because they fucking with you, so they think they fucking with the real, but you really ain't real, nigga. Like, I just don't fuck with you, nigga, because your life is a fairy tale. You ain't real. You ain't even black enough. Like, you need to be singing melodies, my nigga. Stop talking about all this shooters and gangster shit, nigga, because you're not a fucking shooter. You just want to be a junior like your dad, and you're not a shooter. You're not a gangster. Sing these melodies. You ain't got no classic albums, and the abs is fake. Like, this nigga was going to fuck in. So, like, what the fuck else did he say? Extortion, that's my middle name. So when you get off the plane, that means I'm taking your chains, nigga. Like I told you, like that. I'm taking chains and burning tattoos, nigga. I don't give a fuck what you talking about the push-ups, nigga. I'm taking them chains as soon as you get off the plane. Call me Kendrick Extortion Lamar Duckworth, nigga. And I don't give a fuck who you hang with. Yachty can't save you. Who the fuck Yachty gonna save? He not saving nobody. And realistically, on some not even so deep shit with your beige ass, I hate when you say nigga. It ain't deep, but I just hate when you say it. It makes me fucking cringe when you say nigga. You should not be saying nigga, but you're saying it. And because of this other shit, you Mr. Sassy, whatever. What you think you a bad bitch standing next to Sexy Red, don't you? Don't you? You probably do. You'd probably get off in a twerk off with her because you think you such a bad bitch. Yeah, what kind of lame shit is that? And then all the split shit, you cap about that. Because you signed to a nigga that's signed to a nigga that's actually signed to the signer. And how you gonna send a cease and desist on like that? What are you, the feds now? And I don't gotta call around to get no dirt on you. I got all the dirt I need. Because you don't even take care of your kid, nigga. You're not a dad. It's all facade. You like them fake Instagram shorties that be having their kids on the weekdays and always leaving them and going out of town for weeks in the end and leaving them with the parent on the low and just taking pics just for clout. You ain't taking care of your kids. And it ain't no 20 verse 1. It's more of a 1 verse 20 because I slap you and all your fucking ghostwriters. You imitating American culture, you Canadian biracial ass nigga. Y'all really not about this American shit up there in Canada. You're really just coming over here to be culture vultures and think you running everything. And I got something to say to the rest of y'all. If any of y'all fucking with this nigga, then it's fuck you too. And you know what? You can't even say nigga no more. Don't say nigga no more. Yo, that shit's hilarious. I feel like that is probably the equivalent of the Metro sit your ass down and make some, or shut your ass up and make some drums, nigga. Like, I feel like that's the same equivalency. Like, that's one of them things that, like, you're probably going to hear people just randomly screaming throughout the summer. Or, like, I definitely am going to type that on a white girl's comment on her page. If I see her saying nigga, I'm just going to type that on there probably 100 times and troll the fuck out of her. Because I've been telling you a long time ago, stop letting these white girls say nigga just because they take black dick. All right? But I mean, them were all the disses. That's what I picked up. I'm sure there's some type of Twitter thinkverse out there that I just don't really give a fuck about breaking into that. I'm just giving reactions and having fun because this is what I do, right? But, just really to say, like, what I do like about this is, the nigga got straight to it. He built the song up, from the beats. It went from slow to medium to, faster or whatever. And really everything was put in the rap. He didn't like mouth off at the end. Like, it wasn't just a bunch of talking about nonsense and whatever. Like, as soon as the track started, he started. As soon as the shit ended, he ended. Got straight to it. No fluff, no fucking bullshit, no gimmicks, no nothing. Just straight, nigga. I'm coming to you direct, nigga. And I'm about to do this in a way that's going to show build up. I may not be jumping out the gate on no super aggressive shit, but ultimately I'm going to start slow and say, hey, what's up? Then I'm going to turn it up some more. Then I'm going to turn it up even more than that. You know what I'm saying? So I actually like that shit. I will say this, though. I mean, outside of all those things I just read, I mean, there's no denying that. I mean, he clowned the fuck out this nigga Drake. I mean, I think one thing that, not just one thing, but all the things that were said was like a lot of the points that he talked about were things that we would typically talk about on Twitter. I'm not saying he went in and just got a bunch of Twitter topics, but it's a lot of the low-hanging fruit type things that we're able to poke fun at with Drake. Like, I will say, as one of the biggest artists ever, I think that's one of the things that always happens when it comes to this artist. He's the easiest artist to make fun of. It's not like back in the day when your biggest artists were these, crack dealing gangsters growing up. So it's like, okay, you're not going to say nothing because they was really about that life. Like, this is a dude who we know the skill is there, et cetera, but there are a lot of gimmicks and things that come with it. For me, I try to look at it just straight from the raps. But of course, it's easy to pick at that stuff and make fun of that stuff because a lot of that stuff is character things that people question at times and not just people falling in line because of how good you rap. Me, I don't really give a fuck about that shit. Personally, it's kind of like people when they used to say, oh, well, I don't like RP. I didn't like Kobe. And it's like, well, they didn't like him because he was an asshole. But a lot of people loved him because he just was a killer and went off. So we're like, okay, he did his thing on the court. He's a guy. I try to look at that with these cats and these raps. A lot of that shit I personally don't give a fuck about. But it is easy, low-hanging fruit. And this is probably one of the easiest top goats or whatever you want to call it to be able to clown. So Kendrick took all of that and fired a missile at this nigga and clowned the fuck out that nigga. And it's hilarious as shit. And I fucking love it. But I mean, if we really thinking about what the basis of this diss is, he basically just said, I don't like you and what you stand for. I hate everything about you. Drake's always makes things about, well, nigga, I'm the best. I got the numbers. I got the charts. And it's like, well, you're both kind of arguing two different things. And I know that you're arguing those things because that's going to be more in your realm of power to be able to show your dominance in that. But at the end of the day, it's like I said before, what the fuck are we using as a scorecard to see who quote unquote won? We know it's going to be on opinion. We know all the black girls are going to say, Drake got a classic. He got the hits. I'm already seeing it. But then all the cultural niggas who probably got a little bit of Drake fatigue and greatness fatigue. And also, like I said, we want to hear a lot more rap. And a lot of the recent shit ain't been that. We're like, yeah, fuck it. Pack this nigga up. But me, I just want to hear good raps from both sides. So if somebody asks me, oh, what's next? What's going on? I don't really know what's next for either one of them. I'm only saying that more so because it's still ongoing. So, I mean, if you want to say somebody's in the lead, okay, fine. I personally just see how it all pans out to declare a quote unquote winner. I don't know how we determine what makes the person a winner because there's no fucking NBA trophy at the end, right? How do we really determine that? I guess the Twitter streets or whatever would fucking determine that. But I don't always listen to the Twitter streets because they're only one level when it comes to things. But at the end of the day, I think my main thing is what is going to be next for them to do or say. I think Kendrick said everything that he needed to say, or at least to clown about. I feel like Drake ain't really got much else to say about Kendrick. I mean, he said the short shit. I mean, I think he's out the way. I don't think Kendrick being no gimmicky shit. I don't think there's no low-hanging fruit shit to get. But the thing is, these niggas keep hinting at it. They keep saying, oh, well, you know, oh, if I push this red button, or oh, I got more of this to say, or oh, don't make me really expose you. Like, y'all niggas, shut the fuck up. Like, not shut the fuck up literally, but shut the fuck up with that. If y'all got shit to say, fire them clips. Fire the fucking clips. I'm so tired of this chatty patty shit talking about, oh, I can expose this or I can expose that. Well, nigga, if you cautious because you think it could fuck with your business and you don't want to expose it, then I understand that. But at the end of the day, don't fucking bring it up. Either expose that shit or quit talking about it. Well, it's a cat and mouse game. We gotta slow walk things and I don't give a fuck. I'm only concerned about the raps. If y'all got some shit to expose, do it. If you out of shit and you just gotta continue to come up with clever disses or whatever to make it interesting because you know this is a Marvel civil nigga war, do that too. But if you ain't got nothing else to say, don't be hinting about all this shit you gotta say if you really ain't gotta say it. Again, I'm only concerned about the raps. But if y'all niggas gonna keep dropping joints like this and keep the conversation going, keep on doing that shit, man. Let's keep this thing going.